Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Stumblin Forward. I'm one of your hosts, Monica Ortega.
And I'm Kristen Herman.
And today we are so excited to introduce our guest, Jack Steward. Jack has had a knack for telling stories since he picked up his first VHS camcorder as a kid. Little did he know that the short films he was making were actually crafting his skills as an editor and producer. Jack pursued his dream of storytelling at the University of Montana, where he created documentaries and short stories centered around his favorite places, the national parks. This led to him co-creating and hosting the Emmy Award-winning television show, Rock the Park for the CW. Thanks for being on the show, Jack.
Thanks for having me. You know, it's funny, it sounds terrible, but the term editor-producer in the business is known as a predator, and it's not a great term.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
Predator.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Well, do you want to just start off by kind of telling us a little bit about yourself and expanding on what I mentioned?
Yeah, totally. So I am, I guess, an explorer. I'm also a storyteller, and I host a show called Rock the Park with one of my best friends from way back in second grade. And yeah, basically, it's just a story of passions colliding. You know, I grew up making movies for fun, like you said, and grew up loving the outdoors and nature, and always found myself combining those things together. So I went to college in Montana and studied photojournalism there, and one thing led to another, and now I have the joy of being able to share my love of national parks and wild places with people, and getting to combine that with my love of making movies and TV and all of that. So it's a pretty cool deal.
What kind of movies did you make when you were younger? What was like the first one that you were like, I'm gonna do this?
Okay, well, I'm going to show you. So in my room here, I have a poster for the movies that we made back in the day. So my friend Colton and I started making movies at my cabin with my brother and my dad when we were in fifth grade, I think. And we still make them to this day. So I know this is not normally what you do on these calls, but Cabin by the Lake.
Yeah.
So that's the poster there. So basically the movies we made were just these ridiculous stories of us at my cabin, and anything that could go wrong happens. Conspiracies are discovered, and history is being made in these films up at this cabin.
That's so much fun.
They're fictional, of course.
All real.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
I saw that you started as a production assistant on Bizarre Foods. So I have to ask, did you get to try any of the foods?
Oh yeah.
What was the most bizarre?
Well, one that was like, it didn't taste the most bizarre, but it was just the most bizarre experience. I was given a guinea pig that was in full form, head, tail, legs, everything, and just picked it up and took a bite out of its side.
How is it cooked? Like rotisserie style?
Yeah, it was like roasted. It was really weird. Yeah, but it tasted like chicken, kind of. It's a cliche, but it
all tastes like chicken.
Yeah, but it's true. But then I also drank blood. I ate a tarantula.
Did you eat like the good part of the tarantula or like the leg?
The legs, but then this was actually kind of a bummer. A lot of people ate the like body, and it still had its venom and stuff in there. So people's mouths went numb for a few days actually from it.
Oh my God.
Thankfully I didn't do it. So I was
behind the scenes stories of bizarre foods.
Why wouldn't Yeah, that's not safe.
It was a screw up. It was on a special. It was like the Halloween special. So it wasn't like they were in another country. We were like here in some dude's.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's so crazy.
How did being a production assistant kind of turn into Rock the Park?
Well, production assistant was just my way of getting my foot in the door in the business. And I mean, in a way, I learned a lot through it. And then I progressed to associate producer. And yeah, I guess it was just experience, but really, I mean this as encouragement to anybody listening. Most of my experience came from just doing it for fun. Like, so I can say like, yeah, I got experience doing all those things, but like, honestly, like the majority of what led to Rock the Park was just like making movies for fun, doing it a lot, you know, enjoying the process of shooting, editing, and not doing it to create something other than just like creating it for the sake of our own enjoyment.
So when you went to school in Montana, did you have a specific set of like what you wanted to do in the film industry? Like, I know you kind of had more of a behind the scenes start. What were you like really aiming towards? Because then you became a host, which is completely different. So
exactly. Well, so when I went to college, I kind of like was rebelling against myself, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna become like a Nat Geo photographer. I'm gonna do still photography. So I that was my focus, and I did all these photos, and I'm like, I consider myself good at taking photos, but like I took a documentary class my senior year in college, and I did this long documentary on grizzly bears. And while other people's were like 15 minutes, mine was like 45. And it just sort of ignited, and not that like quantity is always better than quality, but like it ignited this thing inside me again of like visual storytelling with like video. And so then I knew like, okay, you enjoy photos and there's nothing wrong with that, but like it was like, you're clearly meant to be in television or filmmaking.
That's awesome. It's awesome. So when you started Rock the Park, I know that it was like you and Colton, and did you just go up to him and just say like, what's up, man? You want to be on a TV show? Or like
No, so again, we had been making movies since we were really, really young for fun, and we were making our videos. This was before YouTube. I mean, YouTube existed, but vlogging wasn't a thing at this point. But we would just like film our adventures, and they weren't even on YouTube. We would just show our friends. So we were just doing this for fun. But a fun fact for people, I don't think there's anything left on the internet to find of this, but we did a sitcom in college. We created a sitcom about two guys.
We have to find this.
It's about two guys from California who go to Montana for college, and hijinks ensue. And so when we were in college, we did that for fun, but it was also kind of like that was the start of us saying like, okay, we want to do something. Let's try to do it. And so we tried that, and we pitched it around, and it didn't go anywhere. And meanwhile, while we were doing this, we were going and writing the scripts for those in the national parks and going and having our adventures. And so who'd have thunk that like what we actually did for fun would end up being the thing that worked.
That's the really best way it works, for sure.
Exactly.
So awesome. So what's the journey been like of just doing it for fun into like, now you have an Emmy award-winning show? Like, that's kind of a crazy leap.
Yeah, you know, it was definitely a process. When we started out, we were fish out of water. We had to learn kind of like how to actually convey messages on camera, you know, not just like goof off. So there was like definitely a learning curve there. But then it became this balance that I had to learn later on, and it took a couple of years for me to like really realize that like, if I don't find a way to keep my love of nature and the outdoors alive on my own time, that this job is going to really take its toll on me, and I'm not going to be happy. And so I really had to find this balance between work and my just normal personal life. And still on that journey today, but it's been great ever since I started to realize that I have to be intentional there.
What do you like to do for your own self in nature? Not just with Rock the Park, but for your own sanity?
Yeah, you know, I'm big into solo journeys, so I do love to go places by myself and really just be able to soak in the moment and the experience like personally. But I also enjoy just doing it with friends. I just like, it's nice not having the pressure of cameras rolling and having to get something done, because yeah, you're just able to like have fun and just, and sort of just like be a normal human. And so that's what I more enjoy, is just like, whether it's by myself or with other people, just like take the pressure off and be able to just remember why you fell in love with these places in the first
That
place.
brings up such a good point, because, you know, a lot of people on the show are entrepreneurs, and they genuinely do start whatever work they're doing because they love it. But then I know personally, I've had that experience of like hitting the plateau of, why did I start this? It just feels like work now. So do you have any tips to like getting back into that place where you can kind of get restarted and rebooted in the love of it?
Yeah, you know, I would say if what you do for work is one of your passions, it's find a way to reignite that passion away from work. So in my case and in your case, you know, if we're people who love the outdoors, love adventure and stuff, it's like, yeah, like put the camera away sometimes. Like it's hard because we're always like, oh man, I'm missing like all this great content. But it's like, it's so liberating to do that. And if you really need to document it, find a different way. And so I just went on this long road trip through in August, all around the US. And I wasn't going to vlog it, but what I found a way to do was I started this little journal. It's an adventure journal now. So I have a normal journal and now this adventure journal, where I would just like have the friends and people I met along the way like sign it and write a little story, and then I would take little photos, and it became this little log of the adventure. So as a storyteller, you know, artist, whatever, I was able to be myself in that experience because I really love documenting, but also take the pressure of like having to create a vlog and just like also, everything that goes with that.
Making it almost for yourself, because I feel like that journal is something that you're going to keep, and it's not something that you really have to like publish or show.
Exactly.
But it's like, it's something that's really going to be cherished instead of like, you know, like you said, documented for everybody. So
yeah, or like trying to get a reaction or the audience to click on it or whatever, just all that stuff.
That's
and
really
so
pure.
Yeah, to do something like that, or like if you have to just like step away for a while, like that's huge too. And so I did that with the vlog in March. I just like stopped for a while, and that was good too.
Yeah, I will say the blessing in disguise for quarantine for me was, at first I felt like I had to crank out content, and then I definitely was like, you know what happens if I stop? And it was really nice for a few months. So if anything, It's been a good year to step back and take a break. So tell us a little bit about the vlog, because I know you started The Pursuit is Happiness. Was that just like another passion project? Was that something for you, or were you hoping to turn that into something?
You know, I think it's a little bit of everything you said. I started it because, you know, if I'm being fully honest, after 6 years of doing Rock the Park, I sort of lost that creative like passion for the creative side of it. It became a machine. It's like, it's a well-oiled machine. We go out and we know exactly how to get what we need and to get it done. And so I wanted something that would allow me to, yeah, just like express myself and be able to put my unique spin on it. And so I started the vlog as a means to do that. And at the same time, obviously helped, like, you know, hopefully people watch this and maybe it'll turn into something. But it really became a way for me to have the best year ever on Rock the Park. And that was last year, because it was just, I don't know what it was. It took the pressure off of the show being my only creative outlet. And so I was able to have fun doing that, but not put my whole expectation into that fulfilling me. And so being able to do that on the side was awesome. But also, oh my gosh, it's so cool now. I have 30 some episodes, which, because I've just started this in reality, I know you have like a billion, but it's like 30 some episodes are documented, like, of these special moments with my friends. And like, that's so cool. And so anyways, it started as all of those things. And now I'm just doing it once again because I enjoy it, and it just gives me, especially right now I'm like in a waiting game, like holding pattern, it's a little like purpose for me as well. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when you're on Rock the Park, do you feel like it's just a go day, or because I know that you guys film for a couple of months, right? And then every day can't be filled with something. How do you feel like how is it filming Rock the Park?
Yeah, it's definitely go. It's long hours. I mean, we shoot like, the thing is like, to be on our show or to like work on our show, you have to really love what you're doing, and we all do, and we all like are friends. So that's the motivator, because it is long hours. I mean, we're shooting in the summer from sunrise until sunset, and that a lot of times that's like, you're supposed to have just like a 12-hour day in TV. It ends up being like 15, 16 hours. It's a lot of work. And then you're going from one place to another, and it ends up being like sometimes like 8 months out of the year. So it's a lot. But thankfully it is so much fun, and our crew is like, we love each other. We have just the best time in the world, and we all have this sense of like purpose with it, where we know like it's doing something positive, and so that keeps us moving forward. But it's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun.
Do you have a favorite location that you guys filmed in?
We have, I mean, there's so many. They all have different like a different charm to them. One that I was talking about with a friend the other day is we were in Florida last year, and there was just something magical about Florida last year. I don't know what it was. We were in the Keys. We had a good time in the Keys, but then we were in like near Tampa, like diving in these underwater springs. And again, it's one of those things you can't just like, it's hard to put your finger on what it is. It's just like that beautiful memory of just of the ordinary, basically.
Yeah.
And so there's something about Florida. I don't know, but let me just throw this out there. I love Florida with my family because we go there every year for Christmas, but like, I'm not saying Florida is like my favorite place.
The most beautiful place was Florida.
Yeah,
no, it's probably just something that is like special in your heart, probably because you go there with your family, and then also it's just more about those little memories and filming that it just like pops up. You're like, that was a great moment. So
definitely,
I love that. Yeah.
I think one of the coolest things that you mentioned too is like, one, the best jobs are the ones that you love, but then also two, when you get the chance to do it with people that you love and care about. Like when I film on my own, it's definitely much more like work than when I get to go with Kristen, because we have a blast. It's like we're on vacation, but we're working.
Yeah.
So
it is one of those things where you have to enjoy the people that you're working with. And sometimes it's not always the case. But I think that it's really beneficial especially when it's a crew that you're working with for 8 months, that's a lot. You have to really have those moments together that you can just be like, all right, we're just friends hanging out now, so.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So what advice do you have for other people that maybe want to pursue a passion? Maybe it's in film, or maybe just as an entrepreneur. I know you have a lot of creative outlets and juggling all of that too.
Do it. That is my advice. Like, do it for you. Like, if I could go back to my high school and like be a motivational speaker, I would say like, whatever you are passionate about, just do it. Go do it. I think a lot of times we get and this goes back to the idea of the vlog's title, The Pursuit is Happiness. We get so caught up in the end game nowadays that we forget to just like do things for the sake of doing them, for the joy of like creating them. And so that was the key to unlocking whatever happened that allowed Rock the Park to come about. It was just like going to the mountains because I love the mountains, but also like making movies just for fun, like just because I enjoy doing it, not having this idea of like building a YouTube channel or whatever. And it's okay if like you're putting those things you love on a YouTube channel, like by all means, but that is my biggest advice is it's like, just whatever you love to do, just do it as much as you feel like called to do it. And it's gonna lead you somewhere.
Do you feel like you have advice for someone who is a filmmaker and they would love to just continue making things just with no profit, or with anything actually where it's just no profit, but kind of pushing past that where you're like, it's just, if you enjoy it, continue and don't get down on yourself. It's not like #1 and Emmy winning already, you know?
Yeah. I mean, sadly, I have no idea how to make a profit. I am like the wrong person to ask. Our show, you know, we've had success with it. I wish I could say like we have made like some great money or whatever. I have enough to like live a life that I enjoy, but like I am absolutely the wrong person to give you any sort of advice on pushing past that. But all I can say is I truly believe that if you're passionate about it and you put your all into it, something will come from it. You'll find some success.
That's actually a really good point too to make, that like even when you have Emmys, it may not necessarily mean that you're super rich. Like there's different levels of success. And
it's also funny thinking like profit means like, you know, I'm living in a mansion now. It's more like it's anything. Like it's just please just a little, you know, I don't know. I think that that's one of the struggles that I feel like, I mean, I see with myself is like, I feel like I'm working hard all the time and I'm really pushing for like new things and different things. And sometimes you're just not going to see like the results that you expected, but you're still like, I still like it. I still enjoy it. I'm still going to move forward, you know? And that's like the big thing that I always think. So I think the main thing that I'm getting from you, Jack, is that enjoying it, loving something you do, just keep doing it. I like, that's the thing. Yeah,
exactly. Because if you enjoy it, like chances are you're going to be, finding fulfillment in it and like making some great memories for yourself and with other people in the process. And it's great.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself like in 5 years, or just in general combining your love? I know also music and writing and filming and hosting.
You know, I have no idea where I'm going with all this. I just know that I know that my story for right now is to share positivity and just this love of simplicity and nature with people. And so whether that continues in a medium such as television or YouTube or whatever, great. Or honestly, I've looked into like guiding people on actual in-person experiences. And so we shall see, but I just know right now that's still that's still the mission. It's just like, what does that look like in the future? I don't know. And so kind of on a ride for that.
Yeah, right, you guys definitely have to go and check out his stuff and follow him, because you really are like super, super inspiring and positive, and every form of what you're doing is just, it's big.
Yeah, you have a lot to say and like beautiful pictures and adventures and stories. Where can we find all of your Instagram or anything else for Rock the Park or for your own things?
Yeah, so Rock the Park, it's just, I think it's at Rock the Park ABC.
It is.
And then okay, nice. On Instagram. And then you can find us on Facebook. If you just search Rock the Park, all that stuff will come up. And then you can find my photos on my Instagram at Jack F Steward, F as in Frank. And then I have my YouTube channel, but I've also started putting my vlogs up on my Instagram as well. So there's a few places you can see it, but the YouTube channel is Jack Steward, or you can search The Pursuit is Happiness.
Awesome. We're definitely going to link all of that below as well and all that good stuff. But is there anything else you wanted to share?
No, I'm just happy to be here. Happy to just talk about what I know and what I love to do. So
It was awesome.
Jack and I met because I found him on Twitter, and I was like, this guy is so inspiring. I love what he's doing, the outdoor stuff. And I hit him up and I was like, I'm pretty sure we should be friends. And then we were. So I appreciate you thinking I was a total creeper.
No. You know what's funny? I've actually I think the internet is an awesome tool for like growing community and meeting people. Like if you use it that way, it's really great. I've met a lot of people that way, and it's awesome. So.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show, and you're just such an inspiration, and we love everything that you do. So
yes, thank you, Jack. It was awesome, like, listening to everything you had to say, and your journey and your adventure has been really awesome and inspirational for us, as well as I hope for everyone else that listens. And thank you again, and everyone who is listening, check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we're putting videos up on YouTube and Facebook, and and my name is Kristen Herman. I'm one of your hosts.
And I'm Monica Ortega, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.